Hey everybody, welcome to Whiskey Cinema. Today we're talking about our favorite wrestling movies. Let's get into it. Let's get this show started.
Are you ready for this?
Uh-huh.
Woo! Hey everybody, welcome to Whiskey Cinema. I'm your host, Macho Man Danny Savage. With me as always, Brandon the Beautiful Boy Rich, Gordon the Juggernaut Eames, which, by the way, I say those names to you guys all the time, but really they do sound like wrestling names, which is perfect. This week's episode, we're talking about our favorite wrestling movies, TV shows, and other cool projects these guys have done. How are you, my dudes?
Well, let me tell you something, brother. No, I'm doing good, in all honesty.
I'm good. You do the lips.
Let me tell you something. No, I'm fine. In all honesty, I'm fine. I'm doing great.
Yeah, I'm fucking stoked. I've been looking forward to it all day.
Right?
I saw you doing your moves.
Yeah.
Moves, I was fucking dying, bro. That shit was so funny.
A little side note here. That Swanton bomb, I think, took 4 takes. I just went with the best one. It's not an easy move, Jeff Hardy. Come on, give me something better.
Dude, that was one as a kid you do on the trampoline. And you know how he always waited till like the last second to flip? I was like, one day I'm going to break my fucking neck trying to do this dumb shit because I wanted to be like Jeff Hardy. You know what I mean?
I still want to, apparently.
Dude, as you should. He's fucking great. Ooh, that's a good. We'll get into that.
Yes, we will.
We got some people checking in as well. If you guys are watching, click on the link below so we can see your comments. We got Amanda. What's up, guys? Kylie's saying, yellow, I think is what she's saying. I'm not sure. I'm not
Yeller? Yeller? Maybe her dog.
Yeller. I got it.
Yeller, or she's counting for her yellow lab, you know?
That's right. Maybe she wants to put the show out to pasture like Old Yeller.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe she's just trying to get him taken care of. You know, he's sick. He needs to be put out to the pasture.
That's a good term to use.
On this episode, we would just give him an elbow drop off the top rope. You know,
we already got people in here commenting, getting ready about wrestling movies. I don't want to keep anybody waiting. I'm excited to get into this. It was weird to see so many different movies that actually have wrestling in them. Hard to find some that I didn't like, to be honest. I mean, I'm a big wrestling guy, not gigantic by any means, but I'm surprised that there's not really a definitive terrible movie.
Why are you doing this in your Danny voice? Not your Macho Man.
This is pre-recorded. I can't change it now. We'll edit it in. Don't worry, we'll edit it in.
Okay, as long as we get one bit of Danny Macho Man Savage, then I'm okay with that.
Dude, I did it yesterday, and I had to do that take where I did the promo, and my brother heard me. I was like, "Oh, could you hear me?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Are you all right?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine. Why?" He's like, "How's your throat?" I was like, "It's a little bloody." I have no idea how he talks like that. Let me tell you something, man.
That's just his natural voice, dude. He had so many Slim Jims.
Can you imagine? He's just ordering pizza. Yeah, 2 all pizzas. Yeah, 2 of them large pizzas. Yeah, better get them 2 pizzas. If you send me 1 pizza, I'm going to really upset the head. Yeah.
Want 10 minutes of absolute entertainment? Just YouTube Macho Man promos. It is some of the craziest shit. He does one with Mean Gene Okerlund from like the early 90s or late 80s, and he's got a little cup of cream.
Yeah, for coffee.
Cream rises to the top, the cream of the crop, and just fucking for like 10 minutes. I'm like, dude, this is insane. And this is
that promo is why I wanted to be Macho Man. He had another one where he brought a broom. He's like,
yeah.
And he's twitchy kind of. Like, oh, please don't let me interrupt. You seem like you're talking to Elizabeth. I don't mean to interrupt. Everything is jerky and is a lot of the fingers moving.
When him and Hulk Hogan made the what was their name? They had a tag team, and it was like when they
first or something.
It was like the something powers, awesome power, something like that. I don't remember exactly, but they had the promo where they did it, and they're like both like getting ready to handshake, like ooh, I swear to God. And they finally do it. And I was like, this is so ridiculous. So ridiculous. I'm going to have to look it up now because it's going to bug me.
Let's get into some of our underrated and overrated to start. Like we said, a lot of wrestling movies. Some people are commenting on here. Suggs is going off the walls, naming movies left and right. I don't want to bring them up just yet, just to see what my boys' choices are here. Let's get into some of our overrated. You guys have an overrated.
Yeah, it's the wrestler.
The Mega Powers. Sorry, real quick. The Mega Powers. That's what it was.
Mega Powers. Thank you. There you go.
Mega Powers.
Overrated?
Overrated. My overrated is the wrestler with Mickey Rourke.
Me too.
Me 3. Hey, all right.
I remember this movie getting so much praise when it came out, and I was just like, I watched it and I was like, but why? It's boring. I don't understand why this gets so much praise. Like,
I thought it was good the first time. That I watched the second time, and I'm like, what the fuck was I thinking?
You didn't like Randy the Ram Robinson?
Dude, like,
I would have rather have been rammed than watch that movie again. I said it.
You know, we can make that happen, Brian. I'll talk to you after the podcast. Yeah, we'll make it happen. Oh, no problem. Okay, yeah.
Just have that voice running through your head on loop.
oh, it's gonna be terrible.
I'm with you. The Wrestler, I thought was a good movie, and the accolades they threw on going, this is the resurrection of Mickey Rourke, which, fair enough, it might be.
It was Iron Man 2, obviously.
I was gonna say, get that man his bird, and he's fine.
Oh, okay. Whiplash?
Yeah. I want my bird.
Sam Rockwell was the best part of that movie.
He was.
Very few parts.
He was. Sam Rockwell is the best part of any movie he's in.
It's true. I liked it when they're testing the machine, and it showed a guy using it, and the machine accidentally twisted all the way backwards and kept the legs front. You showed the guy go, ah! Inside the machine.
That's one of the Easter eggs in Doctor Strange. When he's going over the possible cases, it's like a man in exosuit gets his like spinal injury, and it's talking back to Iron Man 2, which I thought was pretty cool.
Look at you guys. Full circle. Jordan, I'm going to drink my shot in honor of that thing. And also, I'm just so happy we matched. Never match on anything.
I know.
Cheers, thank you guys so much. And also, if you haven't seen The Wrestler, I would see it. Go in there expecting a 6 or a 7. That's it.
They're expecting like a 4.
I was gonna say a 5 max. In all honesty,
yeah, 5 max is fine.
It's like the idea is great. I thought Mickey Rourke was pretty good, in all honesty, but like just the movie in general, I was just like, oh, I can't do this. I can't do this.
I liked it too. I thought he was really good. Marissa Tomei is also in it. Shoot, I can't remember her name. Rachel Evan Wood plays his daughter, who he hasn't talked to. Him like shaving his armpits and has the shower cap on and tanning himself, and then later like getting slammed through glass tables and stitching his head up. I'm like, for sure, that is great behind the scenes for these guys that travel, and they have to look a certain way. You know, like you'll never see George the Animal Steel. I think was the last dude with the big hairy chest that will like eat the turnbuckle with his teeth. They're like, he's an animal. Look,
Albert.
I was gonna say Prince Albert. Shawn Michaels had chest hair his whole career.
Kinda. I mean, not
Prince Albert was a hairy motherfucker.
Yeah, that guy could have worn no shirt, and you'd never know. He was just wearing a dark, gray shirt.
I'm pretty sure he just wore like party sleeves, and that was it. And we just thought it was a shirt.
Exactly, it's exactly what it was. It's disgusting.
Well, cheers, I love the unity.
Yeah.
All right, so we're jumping to underrated then.
Underrated.
Underrated.
Let's
do it.
It's Fighting with My Family for me.
Okay.
I thought about it, but I thought it got a lot of praise, so I didn't go underrated for that one.
I haven't met a lot of people who've seen it. We're wrestling fans. Obviously, we've seen it, except Danny.
Oh, yeah, he says. Like, I thought it was good. Like I said, I almost went underrated, but like the press gave it big reviews. They thought it was really good. So I'm like, yeah, underrated, maybe not. I went with one underrated. Not that it's an underrated movie, but I just think more people need to see it. And that's Ready to Rumble.
Oh, yeah. See, I knew everybody would go with that one. So I was like, I'll mix it up.
I fucking love this movie. It's one of my favorites. that late, mid 90s, late 90s run of WCW was glorious. And seeing like Diamond Dallas Page in his prime and Goldberg in his prime and all these, so I think maybe not Sting was in it, but you get all these like wrestlers who were very popular at the time in this movie, and I was like, this is great. And then unfortunately, you had to sit through David Arquette, but
David Arquette is gold in that movie.
Oh, dude!
I don't know if we remember that Slurpee scene.
I watched it recently, and I was just like, I still love this movie, but god damn it, do I hate you, David Arquette. He just irritated me in this movie, but
you got a lot of glare coming off that dome. Squirrel nuts.
A diamond upside down is a pussy.
Foreign objects.
Dude, don't do it. Friends won't do it to friends. Don't do it. If you do it, something bad will happen to the king tonight. I'm not gonna do it, dude. I wouldn't do that. He's like, cross my finger. Nothing could hurt the king. And he runs off and he does the outhouse prank with the vacuum. Fuck, that was funny. That is my most rewatchable movie out of all of these. I've seen Ready to Rumble maybe 15 times. I love it every time. Rose McGowan's only good movie, if you ask me. Foreign objects. If you've never said that first time a girl is showing you her boobs, I don't know what you're doing. You're messing up in life.
Foreign objects. When she says, show me your moves, and he just like puts her in a fucking sleeper hold and gives her a DDT.
It's romance is what I'm hearing.
That's what I'm saying, man. It's great.
Who hasn't DDT'd their lover through a table?
If you haven't, you need to do it. Get on it right now.
Pedigree. Just kick her right in the stomach and drop her ass.
Love it. Give her a rock bottom onto the bed before you guys do the thing.
The people's elbow.
Fucking, she just gets home. I give her the RK out of nowhere.
You're hiding behind the door. Just take her out. Oh,
you got Brandon throwing shade at Brandon over here. He says the wrestler was a realistic movie, difficult to watch tragedy. I'm surprised Brandon didn't like it. I think he's saying that you like tragedy movies.
Well, that's just because my life's a tragedy. So
okay,
you beat me
too close. I haven't seen you in 18 years, daughter. You're like,
you beat me to it. Beat me to it.
Did I?
I give that low hanging fruit too, bro.
I do.
Your wife just commented. Amanda said, "Jordan does that to me all the time in the pool." RKO.
Dude, did you see Randy Orton do that to his son or whoever?
His kids are jumping in, and his like oldest one goes to jump in, and he just fucking comes
out of nowhere.
So funny.
I've seen that video so many times.
Oh, dude, Amanda will be sitting there like talking to my sister, and I'll just like swim up behind her and just be and just fucking jack her. It's so funny.
Speaking of Diamond Dallas Page, he essentially stole the diamond cutter and turned it into the RKO, which I don't like that, right? But clearly the RKO is the perfect version of that. Like
RKO is superior to the diamond cutter. Okay,
it's just people do it. It's so good.
It's my favorite finisher, not because it's so powerful, just because it's so fucking entertaining.
Yeah. The RKO could be the best finisher in all of wrestling history.
It comes out of nowhere. I feel like JR every time. My God, it's out of nowhere.
He's a family. It's the best.
Stop the match.
Love it.
Go to free.
I like that he stopped the match. He hit him with his finisher. Stop the match. Like, relax. It'll be done soon. You'll be fine.
Give it a minute.
Sign up for this. It's okay.
Watching Randy Orton, RKO, Evan Bourne in the middle of a shooting star press. One of the greatest things ever. Just throwing that out there.
I do remember that.
Dude.
Seth Rollins.
When he goes for the curb stomp and just gets launched.
The curb goes him like 40 feet in the air.
Fucking dude gets launched, bro.
Man, oh, yeah. Amanda's jumping in here. We're going to be talking about our favorite, least favorite, underrated, and overrated movies, like we usually do, or shows. But we're also going to throw in our favorite wrestler, least favorite wrestler, underrated wrestler, overrated wrestler, as we're going in there, too. Do you guys want to save those towards the end?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're going to burn through these movies just so we can talk about wrestling for 45 minutes.
I do want to talk about Fighting My Family. It is based on a real wrestler, Paige.
Yep.
I remember watching that real life retirement she did. That shit, it almost got me. I mean, I don't have dreams. I mean, this was obviously her dream to wrestle.
I don't have dreams.
So I can't understand what it's like to give up your dreams because,
dude, I can't watch those, period. Those retirement things when they hop on, like
you're fucking crying and shit.
Dude, because you can tell they really love this business.
They're not that good of actors.
No. Dude,
that's how you know it's real when I'm believing. I'm like, oh my God.
They're like porn actors, bro. They're not that good, okay?
Exactly.
How'd you like Ric Flair and HBK? That final ending when HBK, Sweet Chin Music, which Amanda just brought up. Great finisher. I'm absolutely with you. He's maybe my favorite wrestler of all time. But they look at each other and they're like crying. And I think he says, I love you to Ric Flair, if I'm not mistaken. And
yeah,
then,
that didn't make me sad. It made me happy.
Ric Flair is sitting there.
His ass out of that ring.
He's telling him to like do it, like just fucking get it over with. And Shawn Michaels is in tears. And if you watch that match, as soon as it's over, he rolls over, like Shawn Michaels pins him, and then moves up to his head to like be able to talk to him. And like, I was just a cool scene because Ric Flair chose that match. He chose HBK to be the one to end his career.
Well, they're very much in the same cut, right? Ric Flair is, as much as Brandon will have him as overrated wrestler, maybe. Okay. His mic skills are unparalleled. Ric Flair was awesome. One of my favorite stunners of all time was when Stone Cold stunned him, or when he was messing with The Rock and he started doing like The Rock's people elbow and The Rock flipped up and then I think got him in the Rock bottom immediately. He's entertaining. He's so entertaining no matter what he's doing. Woo! That'll last forever.
Watch his promo that he did where he stood in the ring until he got his fight and he took off his shoes. He's like, $500 Gucci shoes, and just chucks him into the crowd. He's like, $10,000 Rolex, and he just fucking chucks it. And he basically just gets down to his underwear and then starts doing his fucking off the ropes elbow drop onto the canvas. Like, absolutely ridiculous. You're not wrong. He's almost unparalleled. Ooh. CM Punk on the mic. Nobody better.
That bomb is the greatest promo of all time.
Right now, you get that guy on a mic and just let him do his thing. He was the best at it.
That's some bold statements to be going after a legend with CM Punk, but you guys are more wrestling savvy than me. I'm more into costumes. So I'm going to take your word for it. But Ric Flair to me is probably the best. Growing up, The Rock absolutely killed it. I don't know if he was more known for his wrestling or his catchphrases, but one of my favorites. I love The Rock. So good.
Listen, you jabroni. I'm going to lay it down like this. He does. He has catchphrases I still use.
You smell what The Rock's cooking. I'll line this up real nice, putting this some bitch sideways. I mean,
Smackdown Hotel.
Smackdown Hotel. It's
amazing. He had a show named after him. That's all I'm saying.
Which is not bad. If you're a wrestling fan, you're not watching a young Andre the Giant raise him with Macho Man there, who's sleeping with Elizabeth, and the guy does a pretty good Macho Man. I was like, he better. And he's like, yeah. I was like, perfect. That's it. You're good. Do an elbow drop every once in a while. I'll watch. You got my money.
The atomic elbow drop from the top rope.
And you got to do the finger.
Oh, yeah. Here we go.
Yeah.
And then just the crazy wide eyes, like when he has his glasses off.
Dude, he was crazy. That dude was on. He had to have been on something, but nobody ever.
They all were.
Well, obviously, yeah. This was a while ago. They're all fucking on drugs. You think Ric Flair's just elbow drop in the ring because he's sane? No, the dude's fucking high.
That's fair.
Nobody's just in the ring going fucking elbow drop after elbow drop.
It's one of those ones where he wakes up the next morning. He's like, "Fuck! Did I seriously throw away my $10,000 Rolex?
Right?
Fuck was I thinking?"
It was on drugs, obviously.
We talked about our underrated. You said you're overrated, which was a wrestler. We all agreed on it. We did our underrated. Mine matched yours. Ready to Rumble is my most rewatched movie. I had to say is underrated. A lot of people have seen it, but still watch it. If you haven't, you're like, let's Ready to Rumble.
Yeah, it's a funny movie. I fucking love it.
All the love. That's why.
The only reason I even put it in mine because I knew you guys were. You're smart, and I wanted to mention fighting with my family and put something else at my best, and I found a loophole.
Attaboy.
There's also a documentary called "You Cannot Kill David Arquette," where he got back into professional wrestling. I rented this movie for this podcast, and I'm glad I did. Apparently, he did the unthinkable, which is he came in and wrestled for one night in WCW and became champion, which he lost the belt right after. Wrestlers hate him. Fans hate him for doing this. His whole documentary is about him getting back into wrestling and trying to become a real wrestler. So he goes to Mexico. He learns real people, Diamond Dallas Page, and he literally does this like 15, 20 years, like recently, like 2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, stop, you're 45. You're going to get killed. And it's pretty good. It was a good documentary. He clearly has a lot of mental problems that he's dealing with. Becomes a real wrestler, really tries hard. In the beginning, he's like, I just need to pick out my costume. Then I know what I'll do. And everyone's like, dude, get the fuck out of here. So everyone does like backyard matches and like throws him through tacks and tables and fluorescent lights. And one match, they cut his jugular vein and he starts gushing blood. He runs out of the ring, comes back like 2 minutes later. The guy pins him, and then he goes off and he gets stitches in his neck. And it looks like, dude, he looks like I'm trying to like Inglourious Basterds, like somebody got him. It's crazy. He has a crazy scar.
David Arquette shouldn't do anything.
Yeah, I agree.
What's
Everybody should have walked into WCW and won a championship back then. It was like, if you're not part of NWO then, because everybody fucking was, they had fucking branches of NWO. You had your good, your bad, your medium.
You had NWO white,
Yeah.
NWO red. You had LWO, which is the Latino World Order. I don't know if you guys remember this.
I do.
Chavo Guerrero, Conan,
Eddie?
Psychosis. All of them were in this terrible faction. It got ridiculous how stupid WCW got with letting everybody into the NWO.
Yeah.
To the point where it was literally half the roster was on NWO, the other half was on NWO Red. And I was like, okay.
What are we doing?
Like, what are we doing here? Like, make it.
WCW went downhill quick.
I remember them. They had that song, Straight Outta Compton, motherfucking name Ice Cube. That was a great one. I really like them.
Keep going.
That's him, right? NWO? I'm pretty sure. John Suggs on here says Warrior with Tom Hardy was really good. I agree, but not a wrestling movie. Not a movie.
That's an MMA movie.
That one got me worried. I was like, I didn't know. Am I thinking of the wrong movie?
No. You're right. It's not.
You're thinking of the right movie. It's just the wrong genre for this.
What a dipshit.
I gotta say, Brandon Wayne Burnett on the mic, The Rock. Ultimate Warrior was the worst. Apparently, you don't watch wrestling because you don't know who Roman Reigns is.
As the worst.
The worst person on the microphone.
Cash.
Between Roman Reigns and Bobby Lashley, neither one of these guys should have vocal cords. Like, neither one of them should have vocal cords.
Dude,
they're terrible.
They did Roman Reigns right by giving him Paul Heyman.
Yeah, but then if you've watched wrestling recently, he's been talking more, and I'm like, why? You have Paul Heyman, one of the best guys on the microphone, and you're talking? Why? I don't understand. You make me want to puke.
Would. I love Roman.
Yeah, look, you got Kylie on here. She goes, I love Roman. I was about to say, man, it's the same thing with my generation, which would be like Trish Stratus, Stacy Keibler.
I can't argue on that one. He is
Boy.
I watched
like even like
Rollins, fuck you.
Yeah, what? Fuck you.
What?
I like Seth Rollins.
I said fuck yeah.
I thought you said fuck you. I was like, Seth Rollins is amazing. Are you shitting me?
John,
yeah,
just stop.
Exactly. There were certain people that were good wrestlers. Trish, I would say, was a good wrestler. Actually jumped off ropes and stuff. Stacy, kinda. Sable, literally her finishing move was a slap to the face. And I believe then she took off her clothes and had 2 handprints on her boobus. I think is what her move was, I believe. If I remember my childhood correctly, which was also my cue for my finishing move.
All right, let's jump back into the movies here. We got to get through them, apparently.
Hold on. Before we do that, can we jump into our – oh, Brandon, hold on. Jeez. I want to do our midline thing and thank our sponsor, which is The Buzz. Definitely check them out on Facebook. You can follow them on a bunch of different social media sites. They have a lot of awesome other podcasts, and I call them all the same thing, which is second place. Thanks, The Buzz. Appreciate you.
Yeah, so we want to get into movies. Let's get into movies there.
Yeah, let's knock these movies out so we can talk more wrestling.
All right, what is everybody's worst?
Worst is I sent these to my wife, so I have to double check. Somebody else go first.
The rest
Mine is a documentary that I did, which is
documentaries, man. It's movies.
what? I mean,
I
I'm
watch
gonna tell you why.
documentaries.
First of all,
Oh, I watch movies with foreign language subtitles and documentaries. Go fuck yourself. Just talk about a movie someone's actually seen.
Is it Beyond the Mat?
that's a great one. And you know what? I'm gonna change it to Beyond the Mat. I had a documentary about Ric Flair that was overhyped. Beyond the Mat is the right answer. That movie is so god awful, and they hype it like crazy.
Oh. I had the VHS of this movie, and I remember watching it and just being like, I hate it. Even as a little kid, man, I was like, I know this is fake, and I don't need this stupid documentary to tell me that.
Yeah. I don't know.
Fuck that movie. As soon as you said documentary, I was like, are we on the same page again? Or what's going
No.
on here?
You're right, because I watched one on Ric Flair, and they just kept talking about how godlike he was. I was like, I'm a fan. You don't got to sell me, but also tell some real stuff. But you're Beyond the Mat. I had forgotten like a trauma.
I forgot about it too. Thanks for putting that back in my memory. Yeah.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
That's my worst. What's your worst, Brandon?
That's The Wrestler, but now it's Beyond the Man.
Perfect.
Yeah.
We're all in agreement again, boys. We're on fire.
All right,
tonight.
I think we're going to all agree on this one too. What's everybody's best?
You think we're gonna agree on this? Okay, go ahead.
Maybe.
I'll go last. What you got, Brandon?
Peanut Butter Falcon.
100%.
Peanut butter falcon.
Absolutely.
Peanut butter falcon, gentlemen.
Dude, what a weird night. Are we recording this?
We need to quit now, guys. We should quit
This
early.
is a perfect triple threat right here.
We do a match. We need to fight other 3 podcast hosts. We need to do this right now. We're on fire.
Lay up the smack down on their candy asses.
Yeah. I'll just go in there and I'll be like, what do you do? I'm like, I'm called the fake wrestler guy from parts unknown.
Parts unknown. That was my favorite. I love Nacho Libre, but it's not even close to the best because Peanut Butter Falcon, not only a great wrestling movie, but genuinely a great movie in general. Like,
It is.
I loved every second of this movie.
And it's got Mick Foley in it. Mama's baby boy.
I was gonna say,
As
baby boy.
6'6" monster who here's a scene where he's riding in a car and it's like head of the guy driving and then Jake the Snake's chest. Because
Yeah.
that's how much bigger this monster of a mutant is.
Jake the Snake. What a weird time. What a weird wrestling era that was.
I love Jake the Snake. You guys ever see him on Joe Rogan or the resurrection of Jake the Snake where he was having drug addictions and he went to Diamond Dallas Page who taught him yoga and that cleaned up his life? Craziest documentary. I know you don't like
I've watched one of those Diamond Dallas Page yoga things. Yeah, I'm super not into yoga.
Dude,
it. What if he did this sometimes?
he's made like a massive franchise off of this though. DDP
That's where he makes his money now.
is huge. He still does training on the side. I've got a buddy that I've known forever and a day, my buddy Matten, who does local wrestling in Utah. He started his own fucking wrestling promotion.
Oh, we.
Was on TNA for a while, and his wife just apparently got signed to AEW or something like that.
Dude,
But
congratulations.
yeah, like him and his
Everybody
wife
thinks I'm right over there.
killing the game, and I thought that was awesome. Yeah, Major, it's his brother. He actually spent like Christmas with DDP in Georgia. Like, he's actually gotten like really close friends with him. He works with Al Snow, who
Yep.
Oh, he just wants some hit.
Oh my God. I forgot about that stupid mannequin head gimmick. You really were a circus.
Matt or Al Snow like came to Utah and started a wrestling like training promotion. From what I understand, solely based off of Matten. Like, this kid's he's blown up. It's like been his favorite thing to do since we were kids, dude. He had Went to every wrestling thing here. Like, dude, he is the epitome of following your dreams. And I love sitting back and watching how successful he is because of it. Because I love wrestling, and seeing this kid just take off is something really, really genuinely cool to watch in person.
I love that, buddy. I love
Yeah.
that. Follow your dreams, gentlemen.
Yeah, follow.
Yeah, and then watch them get ripped away from you, and then they'll make a movie after you.
The wrestler.
The wrestler.
Mickey Rourke's dreams were ripped away when his career wasn't actually saved because of that movie.
Well, his career was ruined when he went to a discount plastic surgeon after a motorcycle accident. That's not the time to pinch your pennies, buddy.
When he signed on to Sin City 2.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Jesus.
forgot. The first one was
Fuck
so
that
good.
They should have
Second
left it the
It was
first.
one of the greatest dates I've had, but fuck that.
Well, let's get into it, guys. That was our favorite Peanut Butter Falcon. There's a bunch of other movies that people have mentioned that we really like. Nacho Libre. I can't remember. One of you's not a fan of it. I love me some Nacho
It is
Libre.
overrated on Jack Black.
I like Nacho Libre, but I like Napoleon Dynamite. I can do the dry, dumb humor, so I can get it if you're like, not for me. No.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I think most people are wrong if they say Nacho Libre is not good, but
I never said it wasn't good, but
no, I know because Jack Black just has a lot
it
of.
sucks. I'm just kidding.
Jack Black has a lot of other better movies, so it's understandable.
A lot.
A lot. Tenacious D, take a disc.
All right, y'all, let's do it. Let's start with overrated wrestler.
Before we get into this,
Whoa!
our WrestleMania predictions.
Oh yeah, let's
You
do
boys
it.
ready?
Yeah.
We'll go through the list
Okay.
of the matches. I'll hit some. I'm not going to go through every one. We've got, let's see here, WWE Championship. Bobby Lashley, the champion. Drew McIntyre, the challenger. Who's taking? I'm on Team McIntyre, 100%.
McIntyre.
World's biggest stage.
I'm pretty
The
sure
guy should have never lost the title in the first place.
Macho Man's gonna come and take it. Yeah, he's gonna come right down there. He's gonna take him down. He's gonna put him
Gonna
right
take him
up. He's gonna get him. The bone saw's ready. Are you ready? The bone saw's ready. Yeah, he's ready.
Oh, don't bring up Bonesaw.
I thought about coming as just him and making just you laugh.
That would have been fucking hilarious.
SmackDown Women's Championship. Bianca Belair, the challenger, versus Sasha Banks, the champion.
Belair.
I think Sasha takes it. I'd want Belair to win, but I think Sasha takes it.
That's all I'm doing right now because it's been a few weeks since I've watched wrestling. I don't know the stories all that well.
That's fair.
I'm going with who I want to win.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Miss Elizabeth on that one. Yeah, she's the queen. You know, she's gonna think.
Please answer every one of these questions as Macho Man and just bring up a wrestler from his time.
Oh yeah, no, it's always good.
Cesaro versus Seth Rollins.
Cesaro. I love me some Seth Rollins, but we'll talk about Cesaro.
Yeah, you know what I like? I like.
I wish I had the green.
Stop going against me.
I'm going Seth Rollins because I love me some Seth Rollins.
I do too, but I want greatness for Cesaro. I want him to finally just look so good.
I agree. He deserves it. Raw Tag Team Championship, The New Day versus AJ Styles and Amos.
What the fuck?
Yeah, no, those
I'm going The New Day because I love The New Day. Have you guys seen these guys at all?
Yeah, I like the movie.
They're fun.
Power positivity.
Yeah, they
Big
throw
E
out-
gets me hyped unlike any other.
Dude, that's a fact.
Kofi Kingston, I think, is a little overrated.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the Legion of Doom.
I did love his
Road
Kofi.
Warriors are gonna win this one. Yeah, they're really good.
Yes.
I'm just gonna go New Day.
Shane McMahon versus Braun Strowman in a steel cage match.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Braun.
It should be Braun, but I think Shane McMahon will probably end up taking it for
Wanna make a
story.
bet?
What's the bet?
I think just a gross shot on air next week.
Done.
Perfect.
Well, you guys heard it here first. Very much like cutting a promo for wrestling. You have an on-air bet for next week.
We need to do a contract signing.
So we can end up fighting halfway through.
Then someone's gonna get put through the table.
Night 2, Universal Championship. Roman Reigns versus Edge versus Daniel Bryan.
Edge.
Edge.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be.
No way they're having that dude win the Royal Rumble and not
There's
win.
nobody out there that can beat Andre. Andre's just too good. Too big. He grabs you as the headbutt and they go down. It's just Are you okay over there? You look like you're having a little bit of a problem. Yeah, you need to.
I don't have the card pulled up, so I can't continue this.
Yeah, you need to get it together. You know, people are gonna start talking about you. Yeah,
The Raw Women's Championship between Asuka and
Miss
Rhea.
Elizabeth is gonna be the champion. You mark my words. She's gonna go in there. She's gonna distract them, and then Hulk Hogan's gonna get that dumb leg drop. That's no problem.
I'm going Rhea Ripley.
100%.
She's one of my favorite wrestlers.
I agree.
No, right now.
The Fiend versus Randy Orton.
That's tough because I fucking love them both.
Dude, me too.
I'm gonna go with the Fiend because I feel like they always do Bray Wyatt dirty.
I agree. 100%. I'm going the Fiend.
No,
I wouldn't mind if Randy
right
won.
there's Jake the Snake. You gotta be real quick because they come in there with the banana python. For some reason, you could bring in weapons, right? Hacksaw is a stupid stick he brings in. I thought that's okay, but this guy brings in a goddamn viper, and he stuck me up in the ropes. Bait it all over my chest.
Intercontinental Championship. Big E versus Apollo Crews. I'm going Big E because I love
I
me.
want Big E to win, but I'm going Big E. Fuck that. I'm going Big E.
Big E is the champion. I think he'll pull it out.
Actually, he uses voodoo dust. So what he does is he comes in there and he blackens the lights. And
Okay, last one we'll talk about. United States Championship. Riddle versus Sheamus.
Who's the champion?
Matt Riddle.
Fuck yeah. It's Riddle. I love him. The bro.
I'll say he's the
Bro.
one true bro. I agree. I'm going Matt Riddle. 100%. I just want to get that out of the way. I want to hear everybody's ideas on who they're thinking is going to win this weekend because that's why we're doing this.
Fuck you, Major.
Sheamus.
You want to bet too? Not on one match.
Betting everybody.
Major's a part of this. He's commenting on every wrestler, guys. I love it.
Fuck yeah, dude.
All right, let's get into it. Overrated. I'm jumping there.
Overrated. Let's see here.
Who's ready? Rey Mysterio.
That's fair. That's fair.
Ooh,
As much-
overrated?
Watching that little dude.
As much as I love Rey Mysterio, I agree.
Dude, his matches, you're not going to get Big Show to fall down on the ropes. It's the corniest shit.
Fall down on the ropes
Hurricane Rana?
Yeah, it's 6'9",
and then take a size 6 boot to the face. I think.
right? And then it's like, oh, and then just we know what's going to happen. You ain't going to bring him down with your crotch. He's going to catch you. He's going to win.
Dude, I agree.
It happens every time. He fights big dudes. He's not made for the generation he was in.
I agree.
I like Macho Man. He's not my overrated. I'm sorry. I misspoke. I love Macho Man. He's not my overrated. My overrated is Goldberg. Goldberg is unbelievably a bad wrestler for how successful he was. There's a match where he goes against Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig, and they go against each other, and it is laughable. He tries to set up like 14 moves with Goldberg, and he can't do anything. He's trying to set up reversals and sweeps and backdrops. It looks terrible. And you're like, man, these guys can't wrestle. And then you see someone talk about like, yeah, he didn't know how to do any of these. So he kept downgrading what he was trying to do until finally he's like, pin me so I can get out of this stupid match that I'm in for some reason.
Nothing's changed, bros. He's still dog shit.
This is one of the crazy things, though, is because Kurt Hennig, much like Bret Hart, is genuinely one of the best, like, technical, like, down-to-it old-school wrestlers ever. Who
My
actually
favorite wrestler is Bret Hart.
grew up learning. That's my brother's
He
favorite.
would say that.
My brother's favorite, too. I don't know why.
He's the Kevin Costner of wrestling.
No, not that brother. My brother Chance, not Brandon.
I'm just saying, he's the Kevin Costner of wrestling.
That's funny.
You got guys.
Screwjob was the greatest thing ever.
If
I
I'm
don't
not
call it that. I call it HBK1 because I'm a fan of his. Everything seems up to code to me.
I think Kurt Hennig was like a collegiate wrestler. Like he was like an actual wrestler.
He was an athlete.
You've got Goldberg, who was a failed defensive end in college that didn't make it anywhere. So they're like, yeah, you're big. Come wrestle. And WCW jumped on it and made him undefeated for like 151 matches or some shit like that.
Crazy. I love his entrance, though. I do like Goldberg because he's a bat, but in the ring, he's trash.
Yeah, his entrance is great coming from his locker room.
Yeah.
And then the security
go. Fuck yeah. It gets me hyped.
Standing in the sparks. I'm like, God, wouldn't that hurt as a kid? You know, not knowing.
Yeah, you get burned by it. Undertaker was on Hot Ones. Definitely watch that if you guys haven't seen that episode. And he says the pyro guy said, "Hey man, I'll move him back. They seem a little close." And he's like, "Okay." Forgot to. He moved over. The first one kind of hit him, and it spooked him. So he jumped this way, right into the second one that blasted him, and he has burn scars.
That was an Elimination Chamber match.
Do you remember it?
Yeah, because when he gets down to the ring, you see him pour water on his body, finish the match.
Yeah.
Because the dude's a badass.
Dude, even if you don't like wrestlers, you have to appreciate
When
how
he was
goddamn tough they are.
When he was in WWE? Is that when that happened?
It was the Undertaker. He was talking about the Undertaker.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, John Suggs, I agree with you. Hogan, he's fucking overrated piece of garbage.
You ready for my overrated? I did one new, one old.
It's a big mistake.
All right.
The new one, Roman Reigns.
Yes.
Fuck that guy.
New one.
You're terrible on the mic. You're a mediocre wrestler at best.
I'm just so over the Superman punch. Go fuck yourself.
Dude, the Superman punch and the spear. Yeah, but Edge does it better, and he's 3 inches shorter, and you
Everybody does it. Rhino did it better.
I did love Rhino's spear.
I love Gore.
Also, the fact that they just changed the name. That's all you got to do. Don't make it spear. Make it something else.
Yeah.
No, fuck.
Just don't do it at all.
My old one, and fuck this guy, Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
I agree.
You guys, why the controversy? Every episode, we can just keep fans of things. You don't have to go so hard in the paint.
No,
Hulk Hogan. He's my least favorite wrestler of all time.
No, not you. Not. Come on, obvious, right?
Hulk Hogan's finishing move was a big boot and a leg drop.
Leg drop.
The leg drop, the atomic leg drop. Don't forget.
Even in wrestling games, that was one of the most powerful finishing moves ever.
Yeah, because it's fucking Hulk Hogan, and Vince McMahon was on his fucking dick. I apologize for the language, but it's true.
I love that you apologize. I've told people commenting to fuck off. You're like, oh, he's on his dick. Oh,
I
sorry.
did say penis earlier. We'll edit that out.
Hulk Hogan doing a leg drop, which you see in regular matches about 4 or 5 times. They never.
You see that from the top rope.
Yeah. The big boot, which even smaller wrestlers do a big boot now because it just seems it would hurt, right? Everybody could do it, but it was this guy's fucking finisher. Fuck you, Hulk Hogan.
Fuck you, Hulk Hogan. Yes, I agree.
Oh my God, guys!
Get rid of him.
I'm
bringing him back for stupid shit.
Dude, well, they won't anymore. He turned out to be a racist, and now WWE's done with him.
It turns out he was a racist.
It's about time.
Yeah,
they
should have been done with him in the 80s. Fuck that guy.
Right? Underrated. Talk about Triple H for what?
We'll get there.
Yeah.
Underrated. Someone else go first. I gotta find it.
Cesaro.
That's a good one.
Because for the longest time, that dude could not win a match to save his life. But all of his matches were gold.
Dude, and the guy's a great wrestler.
His on the mic skill is shit.
I think he's good on the mic when you let him have free reign. You give him a script, he's not good.
Exactly.
But you let him
give a lot of people free reign, they won't be bad.
That's true. Because they actually get to play their character, not have somebody else write their character out for them.
Exactly.
D-Generation X. Kylie, Jesus.
Atta girl, Kylie.
Good
My
Lord.
underrated.
Stop commenting.
My underrated is not going to make sense, but Undertaker to me is underrated. It's even in his name. Oh, hear me out.
You mean a Hall of Famer?
Hear me out.
Hall of Famer is underrated.
Hear me out, though.
Okay, I'll hear you out.
Yeah. That's fucking
I didn't know
mute his
so.
mic.
Here's why. I've always thought of Undertaker as just the Undertaker. Never really cared, right? Oh, he's just him. The stories now that he's retired and he can talk about backstage, and every wrestler having great stories about him putting them over and starting their careers in Royal Rumbles, him being the judge behind the scenes when there was real beef. They went to the Undertaker to squash it. I'm like, damn, this guy is literally holding together most of the WWF. And does he take credit? No. Does he switch gimmicks and become America Badass? Yes. Does he go back to the Undertaker? No one does that and survives. No one switches from Doink the Clown to Stone Cold, then back to Stone Cold. And everyone's like, I accept. This guy knows what he's doing.
Yeah, this is why I'm saying he's not underrated. Nobody else could do that but a legend. And
Stop commenting.
I don't think a lot of people understand. Maybe I don't think he's appreciated enough.
overrated.
He's loved, but I'm thinking
I'd rather have John Suggs start commenting again.
Overrated, Amanda?
oh, see, that's why I think he's
You're wrong
underrated.
too, Danny.
He's overrated.
He's not underrated. Dipshit.
John Suggs brings up a good point, as much as I hate to admit it. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, fairly underrated. I agree.
I'll give him that one.
Okay.
He had a cool entrance, though. He'd have like his little like wings, like Mushu.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Mushu has his wings when he's pretending to be the bat or whatever, the dragon. Love it. Yep. Send divorce papers my way.
I had I asked some wrestling fans on here. There's a couple great podcasts about wrestling. RSH is another one. Really like it. And I asked them, I said, what are the 5 matches, if you're not a wrestling fan, you should watch to like wrestling? And one was Steamboat versus Macho Man. And it was fantastic. The Iron match, was it Iron Man match with HBK and Bret Hart, where they literally fought for 30 minutes.
What?
Like had a timer. What?
30 minutes?
How was it? An hour?
It was an hour.
No, I wasn't done talking. 30 minutes plus half an hour. You interrupted me.
Oh,
Don't interrupt me.
On me.
Amazing. The entire match so fast. Those guys were really great. I loved watching it. That one I was just like, I never saw it. I missed out. Awesome match.
I watched my VHS of that till the VHS stopped working.
Oh my god, attaboy.
That's one of my favorite WrestleManias of all time.
Yeah.
Awesome. Good one.
Divorce papers? I was just kidding, Major. My underrated, I'm going 2, 1 super new, 1 relatively new. First one, Jeff Hardy.
Great.
That guy was beyond underrated. I think he's held
Yeah, I'll let you finish. Go ahead.
He held the World Championship and the WWE Championship. Finally. And I thought he deserved it. The guy put in all the work. Yeah, he had some drug issues, okay? Who doesn't in WWE?
Wasn't it alcohol too? Was it drugs and alcohol?
It was both.
This
Don't worry about
storyline with Sheamus a year ago or whenever. Fucking brutal.
When?
It was like a year ago or so.
With Sheamus?
Yeah. Dude, go YouTube that, like the highlights and shit. They hit him hard with how he, struggled with alcohol.
Oh,
they
yeah.
brought that to light real.
He's Irish. That's his whole gimmick. He has to stay in character.
It was when Sheamus kept calling him a fucking alcoholic and shit.
Yeah, and made him do the test on air. I'm just like, what the fuck are we watching? Why?
Hey, can we take a second real quick and everyone laugh at Kylie's typo? She called Jordan George. Kylie, what are you doing?
She always does.
Yeah, and I know that one.
Yeah, that's a fucked up storyline.
Yeah, but I agree.
But
Jeff Hardy, one of my favorite wrestlers.
Jeff Hardy, the Hardy Boys back in the day, some of the
extreme.
Back in like the heyday of tag teams, you had the Dudley Boys. Look at all the alcohol behind Brandon.
Yeah, but I don't want to handle it.
It's true. It's true. You had the Dudley Boys.
Oh, you drive, not before.
You had the Hardy Boys. You had Edge and Christian. You had all these legendary tag team competitors in one era, and it was fucking great.
The TLC matches between the Dudley Boys and Jeff Hardy and his brother Matt. Yeah. Amazing. And they have a commentary where they talk about the different stunts they were doing on YouTube. What Razor Ramon and HBK talk about their infamous ladder match, and now they had only one ladder that they were hitting each other with and dropping and bending. And they're like, dude, if this ladder breaks, what are we gonna do to get that goddamn briefcase?
Yeah.
Like, it was so funny. They're like, there's not even another ladder in the building. I think we stole it from like the storage area.
It was an Intercontinental title.
That's right.
With the infamous swan dive.
Off the top of the ladder. You had Shawn Michaels, who was like the interim champion or the fake champion, said he never lost it. Razor Ramon, who was the real champion. Then they merged the titles, for lack of a better term, which Razor Ramon won, which was bullshit. And then they rematched down the road when Shawn Michaels won, rightfully so. So, there's just a little history for you. Goldust.
I liked your comment about Sheamus, John, but again, you always let me down because you're just the worst. You're the worst.
As always, let's move on to some more of our wrestlers, guys.
My other slash is Daniel Bryan.
I can get with you on that one.
Fuck, see Harlem Heat? Great. Love Book T.
Harlem Heat.
Dude, I fucking love Harlem Heat. Are you kidding me?
Oh, that's
dude. Booker T fighting in the grocery store with Stone Cold Steve Austin is like him doing quips when he's hitting him with milk and stuff. Like, it's good for your bones. And he smashes them into stuff. It's so funny. And
he's
another or underrated for me is Jericho.
Yes.
They brought him in. They pushed him strong. He beat The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin the same night.
That's right.
The same fucking night.
First, was it the Unified? Was that what they called it? Five time. Love it.
Yeah, the Undisputed. Yeah, 2 belt. He was the first ever. After that, they did jack shit with him. His on the mic skills were brilliant too.
Oh, him calling Stephanie McMahon a $2 slut.
I use that diss every day since then.
Great. Some of his like battles with Triple H and like on the mic back and forth. Triple H, I think, is pretty good on the mic. I don't think he's like fantastic, but he's not the worst.
I think in the right situation, he's really good, but sometimes it's worse.
You put him up against Chris Jericho, and it's hard because Chris Jericho is also one of the best on the mic. That guy killed it. It was rough, but Chris Jericho was a good wrestler too. The lion salt where he flip across the whole fucking ring. Great. Love it.
Yeah. Underrated. Triple H, he got better on his mic skills with age.
He did.
Well, he did. He was one of those guys that switched gimmicks, right? The pedigree makes no sense for the DX guy to do, but before he used to come out with like a coat and look like he just came off a polo mat off of a horse, and he'd be all. And
he was Hunter Hearst Helmsley before he was Triple H.
From Greenwich, Connecticut.
From Greenwich, Connecticut. Yep.
They always said it that way.
He was pompous as fuck, and he started. God damn it, John Suggs.
Okay. Mankind. There we go, John. Stop right there. Wait while you're ahead.
Yeah, just stop. He said Sergeant Slaughter. I about reached through the fucking.
But Mankind definitely underrated.
That's why I didn't. Reach.
See what I'm telling you? He'll get you pissed off and just
God damn
those eyes, and then you're like, you are the worst.
I don't know.
Also underrated.
I don't know if you call someone underrated when people used to hold up signs that said "You are God."
Greatest tag team ever, the Rock and Sock Connection.
Yes, goddamn right, the Rock and Sock Connection. I used to love that shit, dude. Love it. Mr. Socko. And he made Rocco that it was the Rock's face on a fucking sock.
Also, I love The Rock because he started his career with chants "Die Rocky Die."
Yeah.
And now we're like, dude, bro, can you be our president?
Yeah, right.
Have you guys seen his show, which is about him growing up with all of the wrestlers, all of your heroes, right? $1 Million Man, like walking in the background, eating a bowl of cereal. Macho Man, Andre the Giant, pushing him on a swing. If you're a wrestling fan, definitely watch it. If you're a normal person, give it a shot. It's not a bad show.
Everybody loves The Rock, so
I was gonna say I haven't seen it yet, but I want to because, again, you're looking at like my childhood of wrestling, like all on a show. I'm in.
the stink face.
Stink face. I was gonna bring up Too Cool. You guys remember Too Cool?
Oh, dude, that's where I learned how to do the worm.
Scotty Hottie and fucking Grandmaster Sexy.
Dude, I learned to do the worm because of them.
Fuck yeah, dude. The worm when he would that was like his ended up being one of his moves.
Now Otis does it.
Hop around on one foot and then he'd fucking worm.
Yeah, right. I forgot about that crazy setup that he used to do.
Yeah.
Oh,
I used to do that shit. I used to could only be the small dude when I wrestled my brother while he tossed me around the ring. Or our bedroom, I guess.
Hey, dude,
As
a younger brother, I agree. I was always the little.
This was me. Hey, can I do a DDT real quick? Come on. No, sorry.
This was me as the younger brother with the wrestling moves. Danny, come here. I thought of something new. Danny, come here. Oh, fuck. And then they run and grab me. And I'm going to grab your legs, and you have to keep your legs up. You do like a suplex. You keep your legs strong. We'll flip you up, and then you'll lay on your back. And we break a bed, and my dad would scream at us, and we thought really there'd be violence. But
me and my brother used to wrestle. My dad had a king size bed or some shit that was just like out in his apartment where we slept when we were kids we were in the apartment because he only had like a 1-bedroom. So he had like a king size bed. That was me and my brother's wrestling ring. And it was like we would straight up do like, okay, I'm going to DDT you now. We'd be like, oh, we'd play it off. We'd be like, okay, I'm going to give you a choke slam. You ready? Like we'd like talk back and forth like the wrestling.
That's how it was.
Yeah. Me and my brother found the best life hack for wrestling. It's a safe way to make a cool chair shot sound, and you don't get hurt at all. You use empty pizza boxes.
We did that. We did tote lids and totes themselves.
Yeah, tote lids were good.
Those hurt when I got thrown off our bed onto them. Like I said, I can't throw him.
yeah, the moves get practiced on the younger brothers for sure.
Oh, yeah.
So it was, dude, let's do a choke slam with the top rope. Fine.
I was just about to say choke slams for some reason.
Not like I have a choice.
Well, that's why you get a girl in your life and you can choke slam them. So are we missing a wrestler? Have we done our least favorites? Have we got through all of them?
Nope. We did overrated, underrated. John Suggs, I'll give you Owen Hart as underrated, except his diving bombs.
Yeah, he didn't have the best ring entrance, but he definitely had the fastest.
Nobody hit that ring harder than he did.
Oh, canceled and canceled.
Jeez. Well, I mean, good thing. All right, let's talk about our least favorite. Do we do least favorites? It's Hulk Hogan for everybody.
It's Hulk Hogan and Goldberg for me.
That's right. All right, let's jump to favorites because I'm excited.
Okay.
Shane McMahon is shit. Although I like to watch him jump.
He has to fight Braun Strowman. Can we back up a little bit?
I agree. Dude, Amanda's hatred for Shane McMahon is hilarious.
Dude, I don't know her.
It is.
Good job, Major.
She cannot stand him. Kurt Angle's a solid one.
I love that ankle lock.
Who didn't? You mean Ken Shamrock's ankle lock?
It was better because just like the RKO, that shit could come out of nowhere.
That's true. He had some of the better ways to get into an ankle lock than
he did. And then when he just grabbed your ankle and lay down, you're like, yeah, this match is over. You ain't going anywhere.
Oh, yeah, he'd like wrap his leg around it and just be like,
he was like a fucking cobra.
It's true.
Favorite wrestler, Brandon? Who is your favorite wrestler?
I have like 80 slashes. I'm gonna go with Randy Orton.
Okay.
Solid.
Because I fucking love his on the mic. When he's a good guy, not great.
Well, it's true.
Of course, yeah, his pose.
Yeah, who doesn't like his entrance, his very first entrance, when he would just like walk out slow and then he'd hit that pose and then like the stream of sparks behind him, like just like going to the floor. I was like, so good.
I also love Triple H.
Mm-hmm.
Said I love Triple H.
Sledgehammer, the cerebral assassin.
I liked it. To his return to WrestleMania, or not Royal Rumble.
When he came out at like number 27 and he was jacked fuck.
Because like that fucking denim coat on. He's just you didn't cut those sleeves off, dude. You ripped them off with your guns.
He was wearing a 4X denim coat and it was tighter than a wet t-shirt.
Jesus Christ.
He came back after like 9 months of being out, and all he did, I swear to God, during that 9 months was juice and fucking work out because that dude was massive.
Dude, he was yoked.
I remember watching this being like, Jesus. He had those like the swimmer muscles that were like out to here, like halfway to his fucking arms.
Yeah,
Bruce Lee had the butterfly.
Oh, yeah, dude. It was ridiculous.
it was crazy.
Who else? You got any more?
If I go new school, Rhea Ripley, because I fucking love her. I think she's gonna be great. And The Fiend, fucking love The Fiend. Bray Wyatt, I think, is underrated.
100%.
Fucking great. He should not have lost to Goldberg.
The Fiend is such a good character. And have you seen what they did with him now?
I haven't. I've seen they got Alexa Bliss on his side, which is dope as shit.
I don't know what they're called. They're swimmer muscles. I know that.
Yeah, swimmer muscles.
Major's on here.
Alexa Bliss is like his sister Abigail now, which I think is fitting. But he lost in an Inferno match to Randy Orton. And they played it really well because there's like no fans, so they could do camera angles. And it looked like he was really on fire. Like it was crazy. And they brought his character back just recently, and he's all burnt and shit. Like his mask has changed, dude. It's creepy. Just look it up. It's creepy as fuck.
I'll watch it.
As if he wasn't creepier before, he's super creepy now.
Dude, I fucking love the Eater of Worlds when he was just Bray Wyatt.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, his on the mic shit was great.
The crazy cult leader from the swamps.
Yeah, with Brody's.
I was gonna say Brody.
Brody.
Yeah, I loved him as that character. The preacher, his battles with John Cena, great. My favorites, I'm like you, I have quite a few.
Yeah, I didn't name them all either.
Randy Orton, I've got The Fiend, I've got The Ultimate Warrior from back in the day. I loved watching The Ultimate Warrior. Becky Lynch, have to bring up Becky Lynch, the man. CM Punk. The two slashes that I have written down are CM Punk and the greatest of all time, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. I don't care what anybody says. He is the GOAT of wrestling. The greatest wrestler to ever lace up his boots.
If you listen to those goddamn announcers, it's John Cena. Fuck them.
John Cena should be overrated.
He is 1,000%. The problem was you just couldn't see him in the ring, so it was cheating.
Hold on. I have a splash for Goldberg. Hold on one second. Overrated? There we are. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Overrated?
He does a hard punch as a finisher, which was a joke for so long. I thought it was a joke when I saw it, and I laughed. Nope. He got real lazy real quick. He's like, I don't want to pick up the Big Show anymore. I'm going to punch you in the face.
Mm-hmm. I believe it. Well, I mean, picking up the Big Shows, that's rough work.
He picked up the Big Show with Edge on the Big Show's back.
It's true.
That's amazing. I mean, he's quite an athlete.
That shit.
Now he's in Suicide Squad.
Yeah, and he's a blocker.
Trying so hard to beat The Rock.
He's also a host of Wipeout.
Yes, he is.
He also does insurance commercials with a purple cow for some reason.
I hate to admit it, is hilarious on Wipeout.
Is he?
Oh, we watched an episode the other day, and it's like you have to hold on to this rope swing as you get pulled around and you get hit by stuff.
Wipeout is
side. Well, the girl's holding on, and her sister's like, "Hold on." And she misses the landing. She's like, hold on. And he's like, as she takes her sister's terrible advice, she's coming back around. And she held on the entire fucking time. It swung back around. And the fact that he like called her out on her terrible advice, I was fucking dying.
Did she land good or did she Owen Hart it?
No, she landed fine.
Okay.
I don't think you can Owen Hart it with all this. I mean, you might. I don't know. Eddie Guerrero is a solid answer. Maybe.
5-star frog splash.
5-star frog splash.
The 3 amigos.
Never mad at that answer. Comment with your favorite wrestler in the comments, by the way, while we're talking about some of our favorites.
Who else is? I mean, I've got countless favorites. I could go on.
So I'm gonna throw this one out there. I know she's hated, But I love Charlotte Flair.
As a
She's
wrestler,
In the ring ability is fucking amazing, comparatively speaking.
I'll say it. We talked about this before. She's the best Flair to ever wrestle.
She 100% is. I think she is the best female wrestler of all time. That could change. NXT's got some dope ass shit coming out.
Well, I'm gonna
Brandon
just
put on here too. Your Brandon Wayne put on here Mankind, which I think we can all agree.
Oh yeah.
There's like 4 scenes of Mankind getting thrown into a grave by Undertaker, thrown off the Hell in the Cell. I mean, really putting his body on the line, slammed on tacks, and oh my gosh, that guy really, like, people are like, I left it all out there. Literally, holes in his face, leaves, comes back and finishes the match. I mean, everybody knows he's great, but your favorite, that's fine. I agree.
Had his ear get caught on something and ripped off.
Oh,
When you watch Peanut Butter Falcon, they show that ear.
Yeah, it's weird.
lend me your ears.
Yeah,
That's
fucking
disgusting.
damn. Yokozuna weighed 725 pounds. Yokozuna, by the way, I saw a thing. Facebook has been doing a lot of this recently. They'll do like like slight documentaries and talk about like wrestlers and stuff. Like they did one on Macho Man.
Oh yeah, that's
They
great.
did one on Chris Benoit. Who had the only real finisher in all of wrestling.
Okay. I was waiting.
You definitely perfected that crippler cross.
Okay, listen, I don't mind us getting canceled. I'm
But
ready.
they did one on get back to it. They did one on Yokozuna, and it was really interesting. If you watch Yokozuna, he had somebody always talk for him. He always, if he did talk, it wasn't very long, and he always looked like he had a mean face. And then they talked to some of these wrestlers, and they're like, he was the polar opposite of his character in real life. When they were training, he was the jokester, he was laughing, he was getting people, and then the weight obviously took hold, and it is what it is. But he was like, I think the Undertaker said he was very athletic for his size, like deceptively athletic.
Right.
This is the Undertaker.
Well, that's true.
Well,
Razor Ramon, John Suggs, he's pretty good. Pretty
Dude,
good.
I think he's a little overrated.
Yeah, so he's not one of the best, but he's pretty good.
I can't remember the name of there's a comedian, a short, skinny comedian who loves wrestling. He wanted to be a writer for it. He's on Joe Rogan podcast all the time. He hangs out with Roddy Piper. He wanted to be a comedian, so they're buddies. And he said he was driving once, and he's like, hey, where do you want to go? He's like, my shoulder's a little messed up. So he's like, can you drive? He's like, I have a hard time looking on my right shoulder. He's like, okay. So he's driving with him, hanging out, going to comedy shows. He's like, yeah. He's like, I guess I should check it out. He's like, yeah, if you can't turn your head. He's like, yeah, I have a hard time looking this way. You know what? I'll drive. And he drove. He's like, he went and got checked out at the hospital. And I was like, your neck is broken. How long has your neck been broken? And he's like, well, it's always hurt a little bit. And he's like, it's
Roddy Piper
broken. And he's like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years, I guess. I'm like, Jesus Christ, what have you been doing? He's like, I wrestle. He's like, so you stopped? He's like, no, I have a match. But he's like, you do not have a match. Your neck is broken. These guys are animals. They're animals that are so tough.
Anyone who says wrestling's fake, I'm like, just go look at the injury list and please tell me it's fake. Like,
it is like the injuries are real.
Well,
like the matches, they know who's going to win.
I get that, but to say it's not hard to be a professional wrestler, I'm like, you're an idiot. You sound
fucking morons.
Watch. There was a match where Bob Holly. Do you remember Hardcore Holly?
Of course.
He got
Holly.
And Molly Holly.
That's right.
I believe is actually been getting inducted into the Hall of Fame this year.
Yeah, their Hall of Fame class this year sucks.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. Not gonna lie.
Is it Kane getting in this year?
Kane is getting
mayor.
I like Kane. I've always been a fan of Kane.
County. Hardcore Holly got put through a table and one of the pieces broke off weird and it put a gash in his back that was a good, 1/4 inch thick and about 6 inches long. And he wrestled the rest of the match, blood just dripping down his back. I'm like,
just go watch Vince McMahon slide into a ring.
When he fucking tore both of his claws.
It's the best.
And then he goes to stand up and tears the other one. He's just sitting in the corner pouting.
Tell him.
If you guys don't know this scene, There is
Love
a
it.
huge fight going on in the ring. This man runs and slides in, but bashes his legs on the ring when he jumps in, hits him. He blows the first one out. He starts to stand up, and the second one gives out. So now he cannot stand. Literally, his legs are for show. Their tendons are like ruptured or something.
Yeah,
Eyes ripped off the muscle, I believe.
Ripped
Yeah,
off.
Or ripped off the bone or something.
yeah.
Oh no, yeah,
That
you're right.
was because John Cena and Dave Bautista were the last two people in a Royal Rumble, and it was unscripted that they both eliminated each other at the exact same time, which was fucking crazy because they did that with The Rock a few years ago.
Yeah.
And it was crazy that The Rock actually lost. If you look at it, the Big Show. They did it better without trying.
Well, they did that right. It was the Royal Rumble before WrestleMania 10, I believe. Lex Luger and Bret Hart went out at the same time. So
there you go. You mentioned Bret Hart, John. Shut up.
Welcome, John.
I already
Shut
said
up.
Kevin Costner wrestling.
We talked about Bret Hart. He's the best there is. No, he's not.
Best fucking catchphrase.
This was
solid fucking catchphrase.
Macho Man.
But their solution was to say, all right, well, the WWF champion's gonna have to wrestle twice in one night. So Yokozuna wrestled Bret Hart, beat him, and then I believe lost to Lex Luger later on in the night. And I was like, that's how you do it. But
Lex Luger.
Vince McMahon comes in. Lex Luger, by the way, also had the worst finishing move of all time. If we want to talk about this real quick.
He had so much potential. That was so wasted. Kevin Nash made fun of him. He's like, I could play that too if I cared and didn't drink beer.
His story was he had to have a metal plate put in his forearm because he broke his arm really bad. And that was his finishing move, a running forearm with the metal plate. And that was it. That was his finishing move his whole career. You had the total package, which was pretty cool. Seemed to hurt. You know, was it? Yeah,
it did, trust me.
You've done it. You've had. Oh, you know what? I've had it done to me too. You're right. You're right, dude. It hurt.
It'll pop it back.
Not the forearm.
That's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for my chiropractor to be like, all right, come here.
Right? Just
give me the torture rack. That's what it was.
That's what it is.
Torture rack. I'm waiting for my chiropractor to give me a torture rack and slam me down on the table.
Finishing move I always thought would fucking hurt is the Dominator.
The Dominator.
He picks you up on your shoulder so your face is facing, just flips you and throws you on your face. I'm like,
Yeah.
Let's get into it.
Big pop and pump.
As we're getting towards the end of our episode, we talked about our favorites, our least favorites, all these wrestlers we like. As a kid, what is the finisher that you would practice the most? You might do it on your younger sibling. You might do it on a friend. You might do it on a teddy bear. I don't know what you would do it on, but there is one that you would do all the time when you're like, let me start getting these Shawn Michaels stomps ready because I'm about to give you some sweet chin music. There's a finisher that you guys did. What is your childhood finisher that you guys did all the time?
I'd tune up the band, bro.
Fuck yeah.
I'd hit that sweet chin music all day.
Even in SmackDown vs. Raw, those video games, I always like sweet chin music.
Oh yeah. Every time you create a character, it's like you get to figure out their finisher. I was like, first one, sweet chin music. Second one, RKO.
Fuck yeah.
They had as the games progressed, they had charged finishers, which were basically like you double up the finisher. But instead of doing like an RKO out of nowhere, he'd do like the pound on the ground and wait for him to stand up. And I was like, see, this is cool. Do this shit more often.
The punt? Oh, fuck. I missed the punt.
The first person to get punted, do you know who it was?
Who was it?
CM Punk.
CM Punk.
I think that, but I wasn't sure.
CM Punk and I believe it was R-Truth were tag team champions. They were fighting Legacy. Do you guys remember Legacy? Do you remember Legacy?
I do, yeah.
Cody Rhodes, Ted
that's the kids after
Yeah, it was like the kids of the Hall of Famers.
Yeah, the guy who created AEW.
They were trying to impress Randy Orton, who was a third generation superstar. And they had beat up CM Punk before the match, and then as he's getting up, you just see Randy Orton fucking clean him. And he yells at him. He's like, now that's impressive. And then walks away. And I was like, God damn. Because it looks like it fucking hurts. He's done a few where like he did one on Vince McMahon where I was just like, you really kicked Vince McMahon in the head. I'm telling you that right
I've
now.
never been happier.
Yeah.
Although we do wish it was Shane.
It's true.
Yeah.
Apparently-
The Sweet Chin music for sure is one. I see a lot of people putting Power Bomb, which I think was like Diesel's finisher and Undertaker for a while.
Well,
That's
the
right.
jackknife, the jackknife. Okay,
The
that's
jackknife.
Calm down. He had their arms up.
the jackknife was a quick one. He'd lift him up quick and like throw him down. You get the last ride, which is where he'd get him up and he'd pull him up even higher and then slam him down.
The tricep. extension.
The one you're thinking of was Razor Ramon's finisher.
Yeah.
No, that's this one where their arms are their
That's what I
back.
said.
back.
We have a lot of variations of the power bomb where he just falls
You
in.
certainly have a lot.
But at the end of the day, it's a power bomb. You'd get
Power,
the power
never
bomb,
been power bombed?
piece
You
of
haven't
bomb.
lived.
I'm not sure what any of you said. Maybe let someone talk. One of
Me?
you. Just one of you there. You guys are just...
He said Irish car bomb.
Oh, there
That's
you
a
go.
great finisher.
I got one more question. What is your all-time favorite entrance? Doesn't have to be a specific one, but who had the best entrance to you?
I wish I would have saved my Owen Hart jokes.
Rail one off, dude. Fuck it.
No,
Well, he just did.
for me, I loved Kane's coming in with the fire and all of that, or popping out of the bottom and grabbing somebody. But there was one at WrestleMania, which we're having right now. Hope you guys are enjoying WrestleMania, where Generation X came in, I think, on a tank, and they were shooting fireworks off into the stadium.
Mhm.
And I remember thinking, like, holy shit. And then I'm like, who are they going up against? How are you going to top a rock show where these guys are literally on a tank shooting off the tank? I remember seeing that going, damn, this is just awesome. That was my favorite as a kid for sure.
Solid one.
I like Triple H's because it's easy to recreate.
Uh-huh.
Just pour the water in your mouth, do the entrance, and spit it out at the end.
True.
I've seen basketball players do that when they're getting introduced.
True.
Yeah.
Edge has got a good one with his entrance music is pretty solid. Undertaker's where the whole lights go dark.
When he had like the minions holding the fire.
You had and they were a lot of those guys were like future wrestlers. Like the Miz was one of them.
Yeah.
Miz was also a John.
Punk was one of them too.
Yeah, CM Punk was one. A lot of like the backstage hands were like these cloaked minions holding like the fire sticks. My personal favorite, I love Batista's entrance where he would come out and he would do that like little like back and forth machine.
Oh, that was cool.
Yeah.
Because he would like match the fireworks in the background with that. It was cool. But my all-time favorite is WrestleMania 12. Shawn Michaels ziplining down from the ceiling.
Amazing.
The rafters. Loved it as a kid. Loved it. Still love it.
Still good. I'm with you 100%. HBK, big fan. I strike that pose. When I ever take a picture of something that's like over 6'4", 6'5", I'm like, I want to be short regardless. Let me do the leg extension move here real quick and pop this little bad boy out as I go like that. Definitely the move.
I still do that shit. Just like if I'm stretching, like for football, I'll be like stretching the leg out, and then before I stand up, I'll be like, okay, I'm ready. Let's get Ooh. Wow.
All right, guys.
That's solid.
All right. Go Braun Strowman, right?
Yeah.
You guys heard it here first. As much as we like wrestling, literally an on-air bet made. I only wish there was a short guy next to you and you guys could knock over and go like, give me a microphone. I'm talking right now. That's the only thing I wish. On-air fight. Brandon, who do you got in this bet?
I got Braun Strowman. Is that what you're talking about?
Jordan, who do you have in this bet? Yeah, give it the program, bro. Come on.
I want it to be Braun Strowman. I just think it'll be Shane McMahon. That's all I'm saying.
Dude, let's
And
go.
I heard him say this for the podcast. I was like, I think I'm just going to make a bet with him because
I'm with it, dude.
why not?
I'm going to make you snort Frank's Red Hot or something. I don't know.
I'm not snorting anything. It's a shot. I'm not doing cocaine.
Yet.
Unless you have the hooker's ass.
Hey, everybody, thank you for tuning in to Whiskey Cinema. We appreciate you guys so much. A wrestling episode. We had a great time. Thank you for everybody commenting. We will be back next weekend, same place. And thank you to The Buzz, which I assume is going to be sponsoring the shot of kitty litter that Brandon or Jordan are going to have to drink. Take care.
And thank you so much. Yeah, you did a great job. We'll see you next week.
Get the Lambo car, house in the hills with the stars. Told you I'd raise the bar.